I hope this is picking up because over here where I'm at, the networks are horrible when I bring it to the kitchen. So I hope that you can hear the simmering over there though. Thank you. So people have been asking me as though I'm some kind of Martha White or somebody. So yes, you get a chance to see this hair and no mask. But I want to stay focused. I want you to think about what I'm cooking here today. I want to share it because I got some free time and feeling a little bit better today. So I want to share this with you all. What I'm cooking. I love to make this goulash. It's really, really good. But I do it a little different. So it's not gumbo or anything like that. But being a Creole girl from Louisiana, we call it Louisiana, then I wanted to share with you what I put together, and hopefully you'll be able to think about making your own. So let me show you what I got here. Okay, first of all, what I got is I got my worship music going on here, kind of meditate and pray while I'm cooking. I call it worship cooking. And then in here, as you can see, I have this chicken that I first seasoned in my bag, my freezer bag that it was in. So I left one in here so you could see that I did all my seasoning on the inside. And so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you something that's gonna be a little weird to you, but I believe that it's gonna be okay if you just would try it the way you like to eat it. This is how I like to eat it. First of all, as you can see, I only got a few little teeth here. So I try to cook stuff that I know that I can eat that's soft and something that's good flavor. Especially since I eat all these soft things. But anyway, here it is. Show you what I put in there. I put my chicken in, and then I make sure that I use what we call the red bell pepper. I put it in there with like a half of maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons of real butter, and saute the garlic. I got some fresh garlic. I'm going to chop it in here now. See that? I'm going to chop this whole one in here, and then I'm going to show you the other technique that I'm going to put in here that I think is really, really different, but I like it. Okay. And incidentally, I want you to know I'm not trying to advertise the D in W wok, but this is a really good wok. And so you want to think about getting this one. It's the D and W wok, and it comes with the top. And it really simmers really, really good. Cook the food really, really good. I do a lot of cooking in here, spaghetti, everything. And it really, really cooks the food good. Okay, and it don't burn it. So, after I'm done at this saute, I'm going to let you know what I put in here as it's sauteing and simmering and all of that for down maybe like about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to show you what else I put in here. Now, I got a lot of seasonings that I put. I'm going to show you those in a minute. But this is vegetable broth. See that? Again, I'm not advertising none of these. This is vegetable broth. This is the organic. I don't believe none of it is organic. But anyway, I just got this. Anyway, and so I'm pouring that in here. And, I kind of bring it up kind of high so it can really, really, boil and everything. And then as it's boiling, I also want to remind you that I do use some other things I'm going to show you in just a minute in here. But as it's boiling, I got it here. I've already seasoned it really, really good with all of my seasonings. And while that's boiling, I want to share with you, besides this broth, what else I put in there. I put the minced garlic. I put that in there. I put, let's see, of course, black pepper. I made a mistake a few minutes ago and put black pepper too much, so I had to get a paper towel to get it out. And I used the gumbo filet. Remember, there's not no gumbo. I'm just letting you know how it really, really flavors up for what I like on my goulash. And then I put the slap your mama, okay. And I put tomato basil seasoning. Now, very little do I put, but I do put these on here because it gives such a good flavor. And then, of course, everybody know onion powder. Let me get the rest of the things that I put in there on the chicken. Um, I put basil. I put basil. Okay. I put lemon and pepper. I put garlic powder. And my fave, cayenne pepper. Okay, put quite a bit of that. It's really good for your intestines, but I put that in there and make it very, very, tangy and spicy. Now, after I got that boiled really, really good in a good boil, and the chicken is, you can tell that the skin is softening up and all of that, then I take my okra and I use the cut okra. I take my okra, my cut okra, you see it there, and then I put that in. Now you're wondering probably why you don't have no sausage. Well, sometimes I put the sausage, but I've seen that this tastes the best without the sausage. Okay. So I got some, but I don't want it in there today. And you're gonna put some in there. There's all kind of sausages out there, but for my own little cheap, these are the ones that I use. But I didn't want to use it today. These are the ones that I use. The New Orleans. I'm not advertising on these people. I'm just letting y'all know what I use. But this is what I used to chop them up in there, but I don't put it in there today. So anyway, so that's what we're gonna do with this now. Now it's simmering and everything. It'll be simmering now for probably about 30 minutes. I'll let that simmer down. And while it's simmering down, my next move is, guess what? You're not gonna believe it. After all this, you gotta watch how much seasoning you put on there to let it simmer down. But after all of that, it's simmered down and everything, and all the seasonings and the garlic and the red bell pepper and all that. This is what I put in there when it really goes way down. I put the top on it while it's cooking down. Let it cook all the way down from that broth and all that. And this is what I put on top of it. This here, sun-dried tomato vinaigrette. It's really good. Now you probably say, well, where's your rice and stuff like that? I don't eat a lot of carbs like that. I think what's important is that I got my veggie in here. I got my chicken wings in here, which is my fave. And I've got it the way I like to eat it. Somebody said, well, when are you going to do another cooking opportunity for us? First of all, I'm not what you call a cook, but I believe that I can cook what I like. And I think that's important. So it sounds weird about this sun-dried tomato inside of this, but it's really, really good. Back to the type of skillet that I'm using. Wok that I'm using. D&W. This is a very, very good wok. A little expensive, but it is worth it. D&W brand. You can find it online as well, but it has a beautiful top that really locks in and cooks very, very well. And guess what? I'm happy with it, and I've been telling everybody about it. You all thinking about going to get one because it really, really helps cook the food through and through and pretty quick as far as I'm concerned because it sautés everything so good. Okay, I think that's it. Got my top on here. We can turn it down a little bit. And I guess I'll have something to chill with my music a little later. This is what I want to recommend to you. This spiced black tea. I've been noticing that I'm able to feel a little better when I drink this spiced black tea. I'm not advertising none of these people. I'm just telling you what's been really, really seeming to make me feel better. Relax. So get this spice one. I usually take and put a real peppermint in there. I take one peppermint and put down in there with my tea. One peppermint down in the tea, and I also add one of these in my tea. The ginger cubes. I'll put one of them in my tea. And that's my chilling drink after I eat my dinner or before. If I'm just like now in a few minutes, I'm going to go and just kind of meditate and read. But get you some black tea. I didn't know black tea was that, profound in what it does. This black tea is major. I've been seeing how it's making me feel. I've been feeling how, your stomach feels bloated. I've been like, oh, that's a lot of gas. Because since I've been drinking this Black tea is very digesting of foods and things that we put in. It probably ain't no good, of course. But anyway, black tea is going to be my drink to go to in just a minute when I get out here. While I'm waiting on the food, go back and look at what I've shown so far. But remember, this is really good. You notice I didn't put no onions in there at all because onions seem to spoil food so quickly. But that's what I got. Those wings, and I got about 6 wings in here because this is all I need just for me. Okay, and I believe that for such a time as this, self-care is so important. I think that you can start cutting back on a whole lot of these carbs by doing some things like this, doing some things, and you don't have to have rice and potatoes with everything. I don't. I'm not no nutritionist, but I definitely don't eat a whole bunch of that kind of stuff anymore. Listen to me. I know that I'm a cookie monster, so to speak, that I love cookies and candies and Reese's are my faves. One thing you can roll rest assured of, you're not gonna get me caught with a whole bunch of rices and potatoes and pastas and all that. You're not gonna get me caught there. So that's the reason why so many are suffering with diabetes today. And I want you to know that we gotta cut back and make sure that we do self-care. I gotta go. I'm doing my self-care today. Oh, you got a chance to see my hair today? See the real gray. All right, I didn't have a rag on. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll talk later. Bye bye.